Welcome back to Point Blank. It's been a while, but we are back and better than ever. I'm Riley, joined by Corrina and Gabrielle, and I am so excited to be back. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in like a month.
I know, I missed you both.
It's been like 2 weeks, but it feels like a month.
No, seriously.
Mm-hmm. How's your breaks?
It was great.
Good.
I had a good one. You?
It was okay. It was pretty, uneventful, but it was nice to relax and...
No school, no
Yeah.
homework.
I'm happy to be back on the set.
Me too.
Yeah, well, you went to like Dominican Republic over
I know, I
there.
got a nice tan,
It's
right?
good.
Thank you. Thank
Love
you.
it. Did you notice my tan?
Yeah, it's lovely.
All natural.
Almost
Yeah,
as
no,
lovely
all
as that silk shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we love that.
Thanks, guys.
It's nice.
Thanks. Well, first order of business, drop the West because Kim Kardashian is legally single. After months of a legal battle, Kim Kardashian West is officially back to Kim Kardashian. She is jumping back into her life before Kanye, but Kanye is not too happy about it. I am very happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is like finally signed, sealed, delivered, send it out. Like she's done with him.
Mm-hmm.
I freaking love this tea. I'm happy for her. She's being strong, independent woman.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I saw a video of Mario doing her makeup, and he's like, "I'm here with Kim Kardashian." She's like, "West," and like so
Yeah.
trying to make sure that it's West. And now that she dropped in, like it's legal, I'm very happy for her.
I noticed it on Instagram first before, things started
She
coming out.
changed it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's Kim
check it out.
Kardashian. And I was like, oh, that was quick, as you should. But I'm happy for her. It was a very, they might have been in love in the beginning, but it just went toxic real fast. And you should not be in a toxic relationship.
No.
Kim did what was best for her and her kids.
Yeah. What do you guys think is going to happen with KKW? Is she going to do...
I did not think
I
about
don't think
that.
she can do KK.
No.
I feel like that'd be a little weird. And,
Does she have a middle name?
That's true.
Kimberly... I think she does, but I forgot what it was.
KKB.
I did not even think about that.
Kim Kardashian Beauty, KKB.
True. But then she has to completely rebrand this entire
That's true.
thing.
I mean, she could keep it. Because doesn't he own stock? Or is that Skims I'm thinking about?
I don't know.
One of
I didn't
them.
know he owned any.
Like, I know he was like the executive.
Skims,
yeah,
actually, you might
Skims,
be
yeah.
right.
You know what? Even though his name is attached to it, KKW is like one of the first things that she did like on her own before Skims. So maybe
Yeah.
she will consider keeping it, especially because she does have Skims. Like, I wonder if she will. I mean, I don't think it would be that big of a deal
No.
for her to like rebrand. Probably be a quick $1 million for her, but
Yeah.
Seriously.
like I don't think that having West attached to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Agreed.
I feel bad that everything that they have to do is going to be like has to be in the public eye. Hopefully Kanye will stop being so pick me now.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
You don't think?
I don't think so. I saw something where it's like Kanye West broke his silence about divorce with Kim Kardashian, and they were like, silence?
He's never
Like,
There was
been.
not. There was
He's
nothing
never
quiet,
been silent about this
anything.
the entire time.
I think he needs to stop bringing it to Instagram. I know he's doing it because like then he gets his followers to comment on her posts and Pete Davidson's posts.
Yeah.
But now that they have kids and like that they're starting to like know more about their family and like their family dynamic, and North, especially she's the oldest one, she has social media, she has TikTok. Like I think like as a dad, and it shouldn't be like that's the way he's handling it, because he not only is an ex-husband, but he's a father to 4 kids. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that to, like I would never want to act that way if it was me to my kids. Like
Exactly.
you want to be someone to be like
A role model.
representative
Yeah.
of who you want them to be.
Did you guys see Kanye's new music video?
I did not,
Pete
but I've
Davidson?
heard
Hurts.
he makes fun of Pete Davidson, right? There's
He
like a Pete.
beheads him.
Oh.
Okay, well, Pete Davidson is not the cutest one in the bunch, in my opinion. No, say it again.
Leave him alone.
Get her.
However, I just that's too far, especially because Kanye's fan base, like we already saw what he did with Donda, and like how his fan base, they were like it's very cult-like. So adding like a beheading.
Didn't he get the hint when he did this to Taylor Swift?
Yeah,
Remember
like-
he had all those other
He
naked.
doesn't care.
Remember he
He
had all those
doesn't.
other naked people in that one music video? Like he's rude. That's the thing about him. Like he doesn't care about morals, ethics. He legit does not care.
No.
I
he
wish
doesn't
I
care about
had that
anything.
like kind of mentality, not like to that extreme, but it's like he just doesn't care.
No, he doesn't. But my thing is, do you guys remember Kathy Griffin? Do you know who that is? Well, she was a comedian, and she posted a picture like beheading Donald Trump. And yes, it's different because he was the president of the United States, but Kanye does this where he beheads Pete Davidson, and it's not like, she was completely canceled. Like her career was over. She like never had anything after that. Kanye's not gonna have any repercussions.
Yeah.
You know why?
'cause
I
he's
think
Kanye.
if you're thinking about maybe a comedian compared to like an artist with a fan base and a big following,
Huge
people are like diehard
Yeah.
Kanye
Jeezy.
fans.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
don't
And he's
even
not just
know
his
what else.
music, he's like a brand too. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but that's, I
Producer.
understand what you're saying, like the double standard. It isn't cool.
No.
But you know what? Even though we're not supposed to talk about this, Pete is handling it so well. He like
He is.
deactivated his account, hasn't posted a statement. Like I actually, even though he's not just a normal guy anymore, like he has his fame, he has his following. Like he's from the same town as me, small little island, Staten Island,
That's what
and
she's
like
looking for.
he is like good for him for keeping everything so silent. Like I think he's honoring who he is as a person. He's keeping everything so silent behind closed doors. And
Yeah.
I think because he was the boyfriend of a mom with kids,
Yeah.
like in terms
Great
of
role
how they're
model.
both
Yeah.
handling it, like I have so much respect for Pete. Did he
That's true.
say anything about that video or he just left it?
I don't know if he said anything.
And he
His
could
silence is
easily do
bigger.
it. Like
But I just
on
think he
SNL.
doesn't need to say anything because it's more of like an action speak louder than words.
I
He's like,
think so
okay,
too.
well, look, I'm with her
you-
and you're not. So
I know.
you can keep complaining.
And
It's
that's
such a
why-
middle school move too.
I know.
Like,
That's why I don't think his silence is like a sign of weakness. I think it's like him being so
Yeah.
strong, confident, him being like, I don't care. Like Kanye wants so badly to get a reaction out of both Kim and now Pete, and they're just not giving. So
exactly.
I just want him to stop. He's kind of
Yeah,
annoying.
over
It's getting
him.
old.
It
It's
is getting
so
old.
We
It
talk
doesn't
about
want
this every
you.
week. Like we shouldn't have to talk about this every week.
And like he's dating a new Kim lookalike every week. Like,
Yeah,
like Kim
literally.
is not. Kim does not care.
No, no.
She's like, okay, I'm better. Anyways,
yeah,
next.
exactly. Oh, I can't stand it. Whatever. Hopefully it ends soon. Well, moving on to better celebrity relationships news. Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner have announced they are expecting their second child. The couple welcomed their first child 2 years ago and are ready to expand their family. What do you guys think?
I remember we were talking about this a couple
Nick.
weeks ago. We were
With
talking
Nick,
about Nick
yeah.
Jonas, and then we were talking about like, oh, do the other ones have kids? I knew Kevin did, but they're really secretive with their first kid.
What does Joe's kid,
Yeah,
boy,
like-
girl, who? I have zero clue.
I know you said they had one, but I was like,
Yeah. I
they're
think it's
very
a girl.
private.
But I could totally be wrong.
And Sophie's like a model, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I honestly didn't even know he had one kid. And if so, like I thought she would still be pregnant by now. He had a kid 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's
2 years
quick
ago.
turnaround.
Yeah.
You know what though? Now that Nick and Priyanka just had their baby and that they're pregnant, like, and we were thinking maybe they was a slight hope they'd get back in the music, but like if they're all kind of graduating from the Jonas Brothers, like, and they're really starting to build a family, and good for
Yeah,
them.
then
I don't know.
bye bye Joe. And
It is exciting though because like I think people like that age and like that era, now that they're having kids, it's like a big change. I feel like.
It
I
is.
know. Like our age of like that we looked up to, like the bands that we liked, to see them as parents now
Yeah.
is so
It's
so
crazy.
weird to me. If you guys were a Jonas Brothers kid, who would you want your dad to be?
Nick
Don't be-
Jonas.
But why? Me too, I think.
Yeah, I feel like he's the most
feel like that-
talented.
Ah, Joe, I love though.
I do love Joe.
Joe's personality is hilarious. In the car karaoke thing with that, I don't know, I forgot his name. Joe's hilarious. Great
Well,
personality.
actually, I feel like Joe might be more fun.
Joe's more fun, but Nick, I feel like brings in more money.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Okay.
like
you're
logically,
right.
because
You're
like think about it. Nick, he's the better actor. He's in like Jumanji and like other stuff. He is like very self-advocating for his diabetes. And
He's more than just his music.
yeah, he's more than just his music. Not saying that
And-
Joe isn't.
I would love his jeans.
Yeah, his genes are nice.
Either of them. Joe or Nick.
What about Kevin? We haven't.
You know what I
mentioned
like about Kevin? The girl that he's married to, not that she's a nobody, but like Nick married to another famous actor, Joe married to a famous model, Kevin's wife, I'm not even sure of her name.
Danielle. I think.
Danielle
They've
Jonas.
been together for a while.
They've been
too.
together for a while, and I think she's just like an ordinary girl. So I don't know. I like him.
I feel
They're
like
quiet.
that's his vibe though.
I know,
Like
it
Joe
is
and
his
Nick kind
vibe.
of stayed in the spotlight.
But
and
is it
he
his
kind of-
vibe by choice?
Well,
Well,
he
no one
started
really
his
liked
family
him.
early. Yeah, he kind of got the.
No one really liked him.
He got unlucky.
He was very hairy. Like growing up, like I was like, he's very hairy. Like that's why I didn't like him. I was like, I call him werewolf, but okay, you guys didn't ask for that.
Anyway,
So
stay with us because we are heading over to Hot Topics, and when we come back, we have some Bachelor drama to go over.
Hello and welcome back to Hot Topics. It feels like a while since we've been in these seats, but we are back and bringing you the latest celebrity gossip. Let's get right into it with a current favorite of ours, Love is Blind. This season was certainly no disappointment, and the reunion episode had us all on the edge of our seats. Let's start with the drama surrounding Shane. So, in the reunion episode, Shane and Natalie had gone to the altar, Natalie said no. Shane, in my opinion, was a complete child when it came to this whole thing. Like, he got in a huge argument with her at the night before their wedding, saying he hated her, saying she was an awful person, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
And first of all, he still said yes. He still said I do
Right?
to her.
I think he's a narcissist in
Yeah,
my eyes. Like,
he
I
literally
can definitely
is.
see that. Like, they try to hide it, but like
Yeah.
just those little comments he made to like about her and to her and about all that,
Yeah.
it just screams like narcissism in my eyes.
Exactly. And the whole thing with like him saying like, you always make me feel bad, you never, you know, and look, I get how that can feel, like, I guess, but her way of like showing affection is like, instead of being like, you're so great, you're so beautiful, like
Yeah.
she's like, I guess you're cute, like, but she obviously doesn't mean it.
Yeah.
But he would take it so personally and
He
act
would.
like such a child. He would be like, why can't you just ever say nice things?
Yeah, and he
I
would
was
try
like,
to make her feel bad because of
yeah,
it when
like,
she
have a conversation.
Yeah.
If that's not your love language, be like, hey, like that actually kind of bothers me.
Yeah.
Instead of like blowing up, and he never gave her room to talk.
No, there was no clear communication between the two. So like I know it wouldn't have worked in the end anyway.
Yeah.
Like it was a disaster from the beginning.
Yeah, and I just from the start I was like, they're not a good pair.
Yeah,
like
definitely not.
I don't know. I never thought that it was good, but the whole time like Natalie was like, this is great. I love
Yeah.
him so much. Like all this
Which,
stuff,
like,
and I'm
how?
like, interesting. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then when it blew up at the end, I was like, ah, there
There
it
it
is.
is.
Like,
It was such a toxic relationship because wasn't even in the end, even though she didn't say no, she was kind of like, I still love you, and then like
yeah,
he was
she's
chasing
like,
after
I'll always
her.
have love for him.
Yeah.
But honestly, like if I would, again, I get we don't see everything that happens behind the camera, but based on the things I saw, like I would kind of be like, I can't
Yeah.
do it with him. Like this is not it. Like I
Exactly.
wouldn't be like, I have so much love for him, but I carried the weight. And also, he made her feel so guilty for carrying the weight of that argument because
Yeah.
I think they said in the reunion episode they tried again outside of the show, and it just didn't
Interesting.
work again. And she felt so guilty for carrying the weight of that argument.
Yeah.
But if you're engaged to someone the day before your wedding day and you're saying like, I
I
hate
you. Wish I never like
Come
like
on.
you ruined my life.
Come
like
on. I think
red
it's okay
flag.
to carry that
Yeah.
for a little while, like
I would
that anger about that.
definitely.
Yeah.
And especially for such like the night before your wedding, like a time where you think that you would be so happy and in love,
Yeah.
and you fight, like that's a big red flag. And even the fact that he said yes, it's
Yeah.
like so crazy to me. Such
Yeah.
like toxicness around that
Exactly.
whole thing. It was a mess.
Yeah, that's the kind of fight where it's like the fight the night before your wedding, like maybe
Yeah.
it's like jitters, but
No.
I hate you is
I hate
it's
you.
a
Wish
bit
I
of a
never met
different
you.
story.
Ruined my life. Yeah.
But aside from Shane's little drama there, let's talk about Shake and Deepti. First of all, I felt so bad because Shake's going around talking behind Deepti's back the whole time.
The whole time.
But in the reunion episode, Shake, first of all, aside from his own story, keeps butting into everybody else's business. He's like, let me just say what everybody's thinking at home. And everyone's like, no one's thinking that.
Literally
and
just
also,
you.
it's between these two people who had a relationship. And he's like, well, I think this.
I'm like, no one cares what you think. Like, literally keep your mouth shut.
Exactly. And everyone kept saying that. Like, no one, first of all, no one at home is thinking this.
Yeah.
Like anything that he's saying. So that's where the ignorance starts to come out before they even talk about
Yeah.
Shake and Deepti's relationship. Then they start talking about that relationship. And Nick Lachey like called out Shake because Nick and Vanessa Lachey are like the hosts, and he called him out and was like, he said, this is because Shake is a veterinarian.
Okay.
And he said, this is why you treat animals and not humans. Because he was being such an awful person towards Deepti.
Oh my god.
And like literally called him out. And
Good.
the
He deserves it.
producer, like maker of the show was like, because everyone was, Shake came out with a statement like, I can't believe he would talk dirty about vets that way. But the host of the show, or not the host, the creator of the show was like, we give Vanessa and Nick like freedom to say what they want, and they didn't like Shake either.
Yeah.
So he's trying to say like, well, I got a bad edit, but everyone on the cast was like, this was a watered down version of how bad you were.
Yeah, like it's not a bad edit. You just suck. Like literally, I just can't believe. Like he just went so back and forth, being like, you know, like I have like a connection with her or whatever, but like no physical attraction.
Yeah.
And then referring to her as like a way that he would see his aunt. I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
Right?
Like he was like, I feel like I'm with family sometimes.
Like, like I don't think he
that's
really.
weird.
Yeah, that's weird. And remind me, did he want to say yes?
Okay. What I don't know, like it sounds like he was going to say no.
Okay.
Supposedly there's a rumor that the producers told Deep D to say no first because the producers didn't like Shake.
Yeah.
And they didn't want him to say no to her and embarrass her. They wanted her to embarrass him.
That makes sense.
I don't know how true that is, but I've seen like a lot of rumors about that, and it kind of makes sense.
It does. It's logical.
So I don't know.
Especially if he was awful and everybody knows it on the
the
crew, then
and like the whole like I'm not physically attracted, like all right, but like you signed up for Love Is Blind.
Yeah.
And he made this whole point about like, well, obviously I have my type.
Exactly.
And it's like, okay.
And the comments he made about like, like asking about size and like if she can fit on his shoulders and stuff.
And
like,
Vanessa was like, that's Love Is Blurry.
Yeah.
You go ahead and ask Netflix to start Love Is Blurry.
Yeah.
This is Love Is Blind.
Literally, I can believe that. Like it's just the whole purpose of the show, and you're just the complete opposite of what the show is about.
It's like he can just leave.
Yeah, literally.
But supposedly, Deep D is now potentially dating Kyle from the show. So I don't know, like there's been like statements about it. Well, first of all, Kyle made a TikTok and he like had just his face in it, and then all of a sudden it like moved over and Deep D's like barely any of her face was in the background. Everyone was like, what is this?
Interesting.
And then she made a statement like, we're just seeing like how things go.
Okay.
So
I mean, I love her. The fact like when she was like, I deserve someone who doesn't question their love for me, you know, she was like, I choose myself, and I was like, yeah, go girl.
They should be 100% sure.
Yeah, so I really hope
like,
she finds happiness throughout this.
She was definitely the star of this season.
I think so. I loved her.
But it was great.
It was great.
I thought it was a good season.
I think it was good too. We've all followed the former Bachelor Colton's journey over the last couple of years since his season on the show, and he recently announced that he is engaged. What's your thoughts?
I saw this announcement and I was like, what? Like, and I just, like, that's just so great for him because I don't know if you saw it, but he made a little, like, statement about it. I saw it on, I don't know where, like, somewhere on Instagram or something. And he was like, his journey for coming out was so hard.
He did have a hard
time. And he was, after he announced his engagement, he was like, I never thought that being engaged to like the love of my life and being out as gay would ever happen for me. And that's just like amazing that his journey led there, and especially with all the pressure of being the Bachelor and like being
even before that. I mean, he was in the NFL, which is like so masculine. You know, you never really hear about like sexuality and like members in the NFL. Like it was an open conversation. You know, it's just kind of like, you get your trophy wife and you have those kids, and that's what the NFL really picture is, really. And then to go on to The Bachelor, and then he got the dream girl, like the rooting Cassie, him, and then just to see that fall apart, and this is all in the media's eyes, and then see kind of where the media kind of turned on him just because we don't know the exact situation between what happened to him and Cassie, but he did admit that, you know, he didn't make the right choices. But he also appreciates like what he went through with The Bachelor and wish he treated the girls better, you know, just didn't have to bring them into his personal journey of like figuring out who he was. But I just think it was like a quick turnaround too, because then shortly after him and Cassie broke up, he came out with that documentary, Coming Out as Colton, I believe it was called. And that came out in like December 2021, I want to say it was. And then months later, he would confirm that he had a boyfriend, and they deleted it. That was in the summer they started dating. And then now engaged. So like, whoa, what a whirl spin.
It's like crazy, but that's like, it's just so inspiring too, because he was like, the biggest thing I feared was being gay. And now he said like, I think the statement was like, now there's nothing I would rather be than gay. And it's like just such an empowering story.
It is.
And even like with this whole journey with The Bachelor, I don't know if you saw, but in the same article, he had discussed how like The Bachelor like throws contestants in,
Yeah.
and then is like changes your whole life, throws
Yeah.
you in, and then he was like, and they leave you to the wolves or something
Yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm. I do
So-
understand it's hard.
Yeah, it was like a little statement about like, oh, The Bachelor like should give more guidance to the
Yeah.
contestants, and then he started talking about his love story. So it's just
Yeah.
crazy how those two things in his life led to where he is
Yeah,
now. You know?
it is definitely crazy. I'm really happy for him, and I
Yeah.
also think he's just become such an important figure for people that are like coming out and stuff, just because he was so religious too, and that's why I think he expressed why he was like so against being gay
Yeah.
and coming out. So I think he can really help, you know, people that were in the same position as that he's in right now,
Yeah, like you
and
can
just
be
can
who
be
you are and
like,
find
be like,
happiness
look,
with
he
who
found
you
this
are.
happiness, and
Yeah.
it was so quick. It was like love at first sight for both of them. They both said so. It's just
Yeah.
it's nice. It's a nice little cute story, and I'm really happy
Yeah.
for the both of them.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, that is all the time we have today for Hot Topics, but let's head back over to entertainment for even more of the news in Hollywood.
Okay, before we jump into our stuff, I just want to say, yes, there's controversy surrounding Colton, but I'm so happy for him.
Me too.
Like I don't have a problem with him. I love him, and I know he did things that were like kind of messed up. But all of that aside, I think he kind of owned up to everything and said he was in a rough patch in his life. And so I'm so glad to see him happy. I just wish it was with me.
You're adorable.
I love you, Riley.
I can't imagine like having to hide something for however 30 plus years. Not that it like excuses him from his actions, but now that there's more of a reason and he's like finally able to be himself, I'm happy
Yeah.
for him.
And reality TV show, like it's like emotionally taxing. So for him to do that, I think is a really big change, and I hope people in the future will do the same
Yeah,
thing. So.
I hope so. But very happy for him.
Me too.
Well, next week is the big week for Bachelor fans because Clayton is selecting his final 2 of the season. The final 4 is Susie, Rachel, Serene, and Gabby, and fans do not know which way it will go. Okay, so we know, Gab, you are avid Bachelor watcher.
Yes.
Corrina and I, not so much.
Yeah.
I watched a little, like here and there, I watched the season. Episode 1, Rachel was my pick to win. I was like, she's gonna win.
Rachel's one of my favorites too. Serena's gone now, so there's top 3. There's Gabby, Rachel, and Susie. Susie, lovely girl from Virginia Beach, down to earth, like got southern
she knows
charm.
everything. Okay.
Very pretty, very kind. Rachel, same thing. She's the one who's in flight school, becoming a pilot. Very, very nice girl too. Susie and Rachel were in my top 2 for like who I think is gonna win. Gabby, not that she's underdog, but I don't know how she made it as far as she did. Like, not that her personality's there. She's driven. She's a nurse. Great, fun personality. I just feel like she got through, and I don't know how. Not that
Like,
their
there was
connection's
no-
not
leading
good, but
steps,
Yeah.
no conflict.
she's just not like a leading person that I would have
Yeah.
ever thought would make it too far.
I feel like that happens a lot though on The Bachelor. Like there's always that one wild card that's
Yeah.
like, how are they there? How did they get there?
I remember this happened on one of the other seasons. Like someone was there by default. Like he became in the top 3 because someone left or someone got X to go, whatever, and became the default. And I think that's kind of like how Gabby is. Like throughout the season, people get kicked off. They get X to leave. They leave themselves. And I like her, but I think that it's gonna be either Susie or Rachel, and I really don't know which one. Both of their hometowns went so well. Like he got to meet all 3 of their families, and it went really, really well. Clayton got Rachel's dad's permission, and same thing for Susie. So,
Oh.
so it's gonna
I'd
be an
be
interesting
getting
one. We're gonna
serious.
find
Yeah, I
out next Monday. So I'm very, very excited
Exciting.
about it.
Did you guys see the potential Bachelorette candidates?
No,
I think I briefly.
are they
like,
from
looked
this
over it.
season?
Some are.
Yeah.
Who are
The
they?
2 that I saw, I don't remember one of the other girls' names.
Hope Elizabeth.
I saw Piper.
Okay.
I've heard
And-
of her.
Piper.
Yeah.
She's
heard
not
of her.
dating Brandon. Okay.
I saw her picture on the article, so
Okay.
She said, "I'm here for a good time, not a long
I
time."
don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And Natasha from Peter's season.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? They're both black women. There's only been
There's not a
Michelle
few.
and Rachel. Those are the only 2 women that have been
And
black. That
there was one more, right? Tasia.
Tasha.
Yeah,
Of course.
the queen.
Yes.
The
How did I
queen.
forget
The
Tasha? The legit the queen.
Yeah.
So for them to be getting more diversity and choosing those girls, Natasha, she
I
went
like
to
Natasha.
Paradise. She had a terrible
That I heard
time.
about.
She was played by Brandon, who ended up dating Piper, so that's why I'm confused. I guess they're not together anymore.
I could
But
totally be wrong.
Natasha, like, they gave her a rose. The producer literally came out and gave Natasha a rose because she was played the whole time and they let her stay another week. So if
that's
she,
embarrassing.
Wow.
and she's a beautiful, kind
She
girl.
is
I would love
so
to see
beautiful.
her be the Bachelorette.
I could never
Wow.
do those shows. I'm sorry.
I wonder
Like,
if this girl Elizabeth, she got totally bullied this season for no reason, got kicked off because this mean girl Shanae. I would love to see her potentially be a Bachelorette too. Wow, I need to read this article.
I'll
You
have to send
me?
it to you. I like when they have people from previous seasons.
Me too.
okay.
Instead of like the most recent season. I think it's fun when they do that and it just like shakes it up.
Same.
I agree with that because it's like you're adjusting to a different dynamic.
Yeah.
I just like who was random? Not Clayton. Who was before? Matt James.
wasn't even on the franchise.
I liked him. It's because he was Tyler Cameron's best friend, and like I liked him. Got to know his personality. But like when you see someone as on the other side versus when they become the Bachelor, Bachelorette, you get to see their personality and follow them through.
Yeah.
I like that way better.
Do either of you know Chriselle Staus? She was on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember the name.
She was considered for the Bachelorette 2 seasons ago, last season, and then something came up and she was like penciled in as the Bachelorette.
Wow.
And then something came up and she got switched out. But I was like, that's so interesting that they would put somebody who already has a name for themselves in this
in the
position.
show.
But I would like to see that. I love her.
I wonder.
Yeah, I liked her on Dancing with the Stars. I can only imagine what she's like.
That's
Yeah.
made me think a celebrity dating show would be fun, but the
Yeah.
contestants are all other famous people, not just like random
Could you
people.
imagine?
That'd be fun.
That would be really fun.
Lots
then
of
we couldn't
drama
ever be
would
on it.
arise.
I mean,
Like
we
add
couldn't, but-
Kanye and Pete in there.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my
spicy.
God.
Kim's
That,
the
that
one-
would turn
Kim's
bad.
the
real
woman.
Kim's the
quick.
one.
She's the Bachelorette. Oh God, love it. Well, Euphoria gained so much traction this season, but it came with some drama because executive producer and writer Sam Levinson is under some heat for the way he wrote certain characters' stories and how he showed them on the screen. Did you guys hear anything about this whole drama between him and some of the cast members?
I haven't watched Euphoria, but everyone's been talking about
Mm-hmm.
it, and I haven't watched it again. But I read like it was a hostile work environment,
Yeah.
which
I think I was talking to somebody today, I don't remember who it was, but they were saying that a lot of these people who are on Euphoria right now didn't go to college, like they just went right into acting. And so Euphoria is like their college. It's them surrounded by a bunch of people their age. They spend all this time with these people. There's bound to be drama.
yeah.
And
agreed.
so before we get into Sam, the drama between like Jacob Elordi and Hunter Schafer, who plays Jules, that kind of completely switched the way that the show was written because they were supposed to have a storyline continued in season 2, but then they got into some tiff apparently
In real life.
in real life.
Okay.
She unfollowed him on Instagram, he
Oh, it was
unfollowed
deep.
her,
Okay.
and then they completely rewrote it. And so there's a storyline between Nate and Cassie now, and the storyline between Nate and Jules just never ended. And people are like, where's the ending there? And then people heard about that and they're like, oh, that's why.
Again, I don't watch Euphoria either, but I've talked about John B. and Sarah with
Yeah.
Danielle last year on Hot Topics, and they broke up, like they were dating in real life, and people were so worried, like was it going to affect the show? One, if you're a decent person, and two, if you're a good actor,
That's
you
fine.
should
Don't
put
let it-
your personal issues aside and
Yeah.
do your job, because
I agree.
That is
acting
very
isn't
true.
just being in real life. It's not just it's you're
to
a
play the
contract at
character.
the show. Like you're living out other people's like not dream. Like you're living out their script.
Yeah,
so
that's
true.
I would like I don't watch it, but I'm sure like avid watchers would be like kind of upset by it.
Yeah.
But I think that's like just as a person, that's kind of very.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
I think they
That was a
made
good way to
up.
put it.
Yeah. They made up now, but their whole storyline was scrapped.
That's not fair
No.
to the producer.
That's a
No.
lot of rewriting too, like a lot of production
They apparently
issues.
rewrote the entire season, not just because of that situation,
Okay.
but they had to rewrite the entire second season.
That's
and I was
crazy.
Like, dang.
Yeah, no, I do
But
not want to be that.
The drama with the producer and the writer, he apparently, well, not apparently because I watched the show, he put so much nudity in the show
I heard about that one too.
for everyone, but for Cassie's character specifically, Sydney Sweeney. And Sydney was not happy about it. She was like, there's just no reason for me to be nude in this scene. And it like got out that she wasn't happy about it. And then the girl who plays Kat in the show, apparently she was written to have an eating disorder in the second season, but she didn't want to do that. And so the writer basically like wrote her off and gave her character almost nothing in the show. And so they think that the way that he portrayed certain characters and the way that he made people like nude in a certain scene when they didn't have to be was just like a disturbing thing for the cast, which I totally understand.
Wow. That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Like,
I know that we've all tried to produce, and we always like it's like embedded in us in class that the producer is the one who wants to see their like what they see executed. So for the characters to have such a big say, like good for them for sticking up for themselves. But in Euphoria, like we were talking about this before, Rue is a drug addict, Nate's like a potentially closeted gay, like everyone has these issues. So maybe like eating disorder, like real issues that people face all together. So maybe like that was just one of the other ones that he was trying to include. But the nudity thing, a little creepy.
yeah, it's,
Yeah, I think they each struggle with something with their identity and something that they have going on. And there's the way that he portrays certain characters over the others is just like, even some of the male characters, he shows them nude when he shouldn't, like he doesn't need to. So it's just like, I don't get what the goal is here.
I know. There has to be some sort of vision, but I can imagine like being uncomfortable with the nudity. The eating disorder thing, like I don't know if it was written for it to be a mockery or like whatever it was, but maybe that was just like
It's
a
just
real
her-
issue they were trying to
Her
show.
character is basically like,
I want to watch.
she's
yeah,
not
I'm gonna have to start watching.
the typical pretty girl that everyone sees on the magazines. And that's what her character development is about, is that she's insecure in the beginning, and then she goes on this journey where she does things that are not very appropriate, and
Okay.
she begins to like be confident in herself and starts to walk
Okay,
around
that
like
makes
this.
sense.
Yes, okay.
And so she kind of gets like addicted to that pleasure that she gets from
Okay.
being beautiful.
Okay.
And so I think that's where he was going to incorporate the eating disorder, was
Okay.
that her pleasure just
This-
kept growing and
yes.
growing.
That
It's
makes
making
much
sense
more
now.
sense, because if it was just like, okay, you have an eating disorder and they're trying to like, whether it be raise awareness or show what it's like for someone to be through, but if she's getting pleasure and confidence out of what that is doing to her and they're kind of glorifying an eating disorder, then I could totally understand why
see that,
she
yeah.
would be comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
But the nudity, that just bothers me because it's just, they're just on set. If like one person isn't
I'm
comfortable.
also so awkward, I just couldn't.
Yeah, like-
No, no. Mm-mm. Like the amount of times that they show, the amount of people, like, I don't think I could do that.
Jeez.
What kind of scenes are like they like?
It's like they have like sexual scenes, but they also, it's just like somebody's walking around the house and like they don't have clothes on. It's like,
Okay.
there's no need to add that in there.
Again, the producer has a vision, but you do have to reach a happy medium with
Yeah.
the cast.
And you do have to
Seriously,
like,
that's really
it's kind
important.
of disturbing to the
It's
audience.
creepy.
Yeah, like especially if it's like over. I don't know the word. Like if I see too much, that's enough.
Like I was watching it when I was home. Every time my parents walked in, I had to pause it.
Yeah, what
Oh,
are
yeah,
you
I would've
watching?
been like,
Yeah.
no, nothing. No.
I'm like literally every time, like something's gonna happen, so I have to pause it when they walk in the room.
Jeez.
Like we're all adults, but I still felt so uncomfortable watching that in front of my parents.
Jeez.
Well,
because of the
hopefully,
amount that
season
was-
2 just ended, right?
Yeah,
So hopefully for season 3 they'll have
Like 2024, right?
2024.
More.
That's such a long time.
2024, 2 years.
Whoever we pass this show down to, we'll have to talk about it because we. Oh no, you'll be here. It'll be senior year.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it will.
You
Yeah.
gotta keep
I'll
it
actually have to
going.
watch it
Yeah.
with my
Wow,
mom.
that's a
talk about
long
this.
wait time, but
I know.
I want to watch.
It's really good. It took me a while to watch it, but once I got in, I was like, this is a
It
good
takes me
show.
a while to watch anything, so I'll
Yeah,
make sure to
it does.
prioritize.
I'm
that.
interested.
Yeah. Well,
sold.
before we finish, I wanted to play a little game because we're not gonna have a game show this week.
Okay.
So I thought it'd be fun to play Heads Up. Have you
Okay.
guys played?
Yes.
You know,
Riley
basic
loves to
game.
embarrass me.
I
I'm
love to
really good at
embarrass
this
Gab.
game, I think. So.
So we are going to do, just because it's our topic and that's what we talk about, we're gonna do the superstars category,
Oh, all right.
where
We could have
you
been
basically
superstars.
have to act out certain celebrities.
Okay.
Okay.
Like impressions. Almost?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
We got this.
do you want to go first?
No, you.
Yeah,
Okay,
you go 1st.
I'll go
I'll go
first.
last.
Okay, here we go.
So we get to be on a team, right? Like we both get to act out.
Yeah, you guys
Okay.
both acted
Let's
out.
get comfy.
Okay.
Oh wait, gotta.
Where's the volume?
It's on. You're good.
Okay. Okay.
It's say pass
Go
too
back,
if you don't know.
go back. Hello.
Adele.
Yes.
Yes.
Mom jeans. Wait.
You're.
Kris Jenner?
Yes. Skip.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh,
Yes. Comedian
he passed away.
passed away.
I believe.
Unfortunately, suicide.
Robin Williams?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
The song.
Hey, you. I don't
Avril
like it.
Lavigne.
Yes. Oh my gosh, where has she been?
She's coming
Whoa,
out with the new album.
the last name?
Wow.
That's different. It's one of the Kim's sister dated Lamar.
Khloe Kardashian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ben Affleck.
She's
Jennifer
really nice.
Lopez.
Yes. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, go back.
Skip.
He was on the Super Bowl.
Yes.
The rapper.
The only
Eminem?
white one.
Yes. You would have gotten that. Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
wait, what were you guys so shocked about with Khloe Kardashian?
It said Khloe Kardashian Odom.
Like they didn't take away her last name.
What?
I know.
And I've never seen that before. So we were both like, but we were like that for many of the questions,
Oh,
which was
okay. Here you go.
Oh, wow. I guess.
Yeah, Avril Lavigne's
I'm
coming out
really
with a new
bad at
album.
this.
No, she's
Like,
not. Oh my gosh.
She like
I have a funny story
like
about
next
Avril Lavigne.
week.
Well-
Yeah.
She hasn't been there since I was like 12.
Oh, the person we don't like from Kim
Pete
Kardashian.
Davidson.
Pete Davidson.
No, the person
Hey,
we don't
he does.
Kanye.
Yeah.
Yes.
he sings God's Plan.
Drake.
And
Yeah.
he's cute.
The person we love, the queen.
Big butt.
Beyonce.
No, Pete Davidson's
Nicki
girl.
Minaj.
Pete-
Oh, Kim Kardashian.
There you go, big butt.
Big butt.
They go by,
They sing Skyscraper.
and they were in.
Demi Lovato.
Yes.
Yes.
In Friends.
She's in Friends. plays
Beautiful
Rachel.
haircut.
Oh, guys. Jennifer Aniston.
Yes.
Yes.
Slay. That's hot.
Kim Kardashian's BFF, blonde BFFster, always carries a puppy.
The
Yo,
Chihuahua.
I really don't
She
know
says
this.
that's
Oh, Paris
hot.
Hilton?
Yeah.
Yes. You're killing it. What the heck is
It's
that?
an animal.
Oh.
Chihuahua.
Skip.
Yeah.
Why? Just
It's
had a
so weird.
welcoming your
Nick's
second
brother,
child.
Nick and
Joe Jonas.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't know what he sings.
I
I'll
do.
go
I
back.
can't think of one. It was Lil Wayne and Prince
Lil
Harry.
Wayne.
Oh, that's.
I'm
How
gonna be so
weird.
bad
We
at
got
this.
Kanye,
Okay.
Kim, and
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Joe Jonas.
Why do they have randomly a seal in there? Is that
A
a person?
seal?
Seal is a person apparently.
Oh, that's awkward. This is gonna be fun.
Passes up, right?
Yeah.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out.
Okay.
I'm so bad.
She plays Hunger
Oh,
Games.
Hunger
Katniss Everdeen.
Games.
Jennifer,
Yeah.
not Aniston, Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes.
Yes, forward. Yep.
It's a beverage that you mix with lemonade sometimes.
Water.
Go
No.
back.
Iced tea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ice.
What is Ice Baby? Does
Yeah,
he sing
Ice
that?
Baby.
Opposite of chocolate.
Ice Baby.
Oh, my mom. I don't freaking know.
Boxed water.
Willow's brother.
Jaden
yes.
Smith.
Yes.
She wrote Harry Potter.
Oh, we talked about this in class.
Oh. Avid
Just
puppy here.
kidding.
Wait, I know her name. I'm
Ivy.
forgetting.
Just kidding.
What is it?
J.K. Rowling.
Yes.
He's in Grown Ups?
Adam Sandler.
No.
What's
Paul
that
Blart.
movie?
Paul Blart.
No, go back. And I will always love you.
Whitney Houston.
Yes. Oh, he's an author. You keep getting the books.
Oh, she.
Who was the author?
Stephen King.
Oh, nice.
How do you not know J.K. Rowling?
Stop. Iced tea, vanilla ice. I'm
Ice,
freaking
yeah.
horrible at this game.
It's okay.
That was fun.
We did
That
good.
was fun.
We did good. Okay, well, that is all the time we have for this week, but be sure to like and subscribe and watch us every Friday. We'll see you next week.